Okay, so I think this is video number 6. I got that third bulkhead in right there. My metal, I didn't have enough metal to bring it up in the middle as far as I want it to be. I'm gonna have to add a little filler piece there. But got the third bulkhead in, got these I-beams in, and right here will be the fourth bulkhead. In the beginning, I thought there was going to be more bulkheads, but the way the bow came out in the earlier videos, if you look back, it came out so high that when I cut it down for this landing craft front end, I lost a couple feet on the length of the boat, which is kind of a drag, but it's just how it is. So coming off the front of this here, there'll be the deck here will be about 5 or 6 inches there, and we'll run back to about right there. I believe it's 27 inches from the top of that sheet, which is 48-inch sheet. And so there'll have to be a little filler piece right here across the middle on that bulkhead. But got that bulkhead in, it fits really well. I did it in 2 pieces, you can see. I mean, there's a piece there and there's the center line there. Just because the sides were on already, and you know, this ain't no CNC deal, it ain't no computer controlled stuff, so it's done by hand. That would have been very difficult to do that in one piece. Not only difficult cut and fit, but you know, it's heavy. All 3 of these bulkheads are 1/4 inch. Bottom of the boat's 1/4 inch, the sides are 3/16, the cabin will be 3/16. These bulkheads are all 1/4 inch, so it's heavy, you know. I'm building it by myself, so it is what it is. And you know, this metal, like I said, my sheet, I didn't have enough to avoid that little dip in the middle, so I'm gonna just put a filler piece across, just right in through there. That way it meets this floor. You know, when it comes back, it'll be level. That bulkhead also right there is the beginning of the cabin. The cabin's 20 feet long, and so there'll be an 8-inch step down from this front deck to the height of the floor, you know, in the cabin here. There'll be about a 2-foot space out the back of the boat before the cabin starts. It'll be about 2 feet. You can stand out back there and check out the outboard motors or whatever, you know, navigation in the harbor and stuff like that. You need to get to the back of the boat sometimes. So 2 feet from the back, and then the cabin starts, and it'll come up to right here, this bulkhead right here, which is the 20-foot mark. So the cabin will actually be 18 feet by 10 feet wide. And then that transom and that first bulkhead there, and then that second bulkhead there, those were cut, you know, exactly the same, and that kept the shape of the boat when I pulled the bow up. And that's why this bulkhead here, this fourth bulkhead, was done in 2 pieces, because it would have been, you know, really hard to cut that in one piece. And then there's the front of the boat. So this deck coming back here, it'll be level. You know, this will be level all the way back to, like I said, about 27 inches from the top, I think is what it is. Yeah, there it is there. 27 inches from the top. It's about just a couple inches below that. And then you'll step down into the cabin about an 8-inch step down. So one thing about these I-beams, this is the first time I've ever used I-beams in a boat like this. But I think it's a really cool idea. I think they're super stout, and after they're all welded in and everything's said and done, it's just going to be incredibly strong. You'll notice, that these I-beams don't touch the transom, and they don't touch the bulkheads. There's a little bit of a gap there. That's because there's going to be gussets that will be from the floor up, a triangle style gusset that will tie the I-beams into the bulkheads, into the transom. And so that's why I did that. It's just easier to set that bulkhead in and weld it in all the way and then lay the I-beam in there. So I wasn't worried about it actually touching it. It's a 1/4 inch away from it in most places, but after these triangular shaped gussets are in, tying these I-beams into the transom and the bulkheads, it's going to be incredibly strong. It won't know the difference. It's going to be all welded, so it's just how it is. That's just how I did it. There's lots of ways to do this stuff. That's just how I did it. But another thing about these I-beams and what I wanted to do is I really like the fact that they're uniform. I'm gonna walk back up here and go in the boat. And I wanted them to carry all the way to the front of the boat, which, sorry about that, not only looks cool because it's uniform, that's just what I wanted to do. And so that's what I did. Right here, there'll be, the last bulkhead, like I said a few minutes ago, right here at the front of these I-beams. There'll be the last bulkhead. And it'll probably be in 2 pieces also, just like I said, because it's difficult to do a 1-piece thing like that. So there you can kind of see the bulkheads running, transom, there's 8 I-beams, first bulkhead, 8 I-beams, second bulkhead, 8 I-beams. Those I-beams there are 3 feet long. And then these I-beams are about a 7-foot length. And the first pieces there, those are 2 feet long. And then there's these pieces, these are actually 1-foot pieces. Because of the curvature of the boat, you can't get an I-beam to curve up like that, it's super hard. And I wanted to carry the I-beams forward, so that made the only sense is to cut these I-beams into 1-foot sections. And it really worked out good. And after it's welded, it's not going to know the difference. It's going to be super strong. Another thing about these I-beams on the bottom of the boat is they're really pretty beefy. I think they're about 4 inches tall. They're about 3 inches wide. And, that's 1/4 inch. When you think about it, everywhere one of these I-beams are, on the bottom of the boat, that makes the bottom of the boat a 1/2 inch thick right there. And I've said in other videos, between each of these I-beams, about every foot or so will be flat bar standing on edge. And that will help just honeycomb this whole thing. And it's just going to be, it'll be incredibly strong. And a lot of people would say that's way overkill, but that's the point, that's what I want to do. I want it to be overkill because, I get one chance to do this right. And that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it right. I'm going to make it super strong. So everywhere you can see there's going to be tons and tons of this flat bar standing on edge. Like I say, every foot, a piece of flat bar on edge. Now the work is, really about to begin. A lot of cutting and fitting. This section right here, these I-beams are 3 feet long right in here. And that's kind of where, I had a lot of the curvature of the boat started. Now, that piece and that piece, those are 1-foot pieces. And that's a 2-foot piece. And then over here also, that's a 1-foot piece and a 1-foot piece. The rest of them, that one, that one, that one, and that one, those are all just 1 pieces. But the curvature of the boat, it dictated that. And that's why up front here on this next section, I cut them that's a 2-foot piece, and then it's 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, total of 7 feet. So anyway, that's what it is, and I'm about out of time here, so I'm gonna cut this video. But pretty happy with it so far. There'll be one more bulkhead right there I'm gonna start working on tomorrow. So, all right, thanks for watching.